Hello guys, full time at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 1, Brentford 1. Bit of a different occasion to Real Madrid on Tuesday night. I think I'm pretty safe from the prospects of people running up and jumping on me and hugging me and shouting "Let's do this" and all those other things. Although these are football fans, you never know. But it was a much more sedate atmosphere in every respect. After the Lord Mayor's show, it really had that feel to it. And I suppose the way I can best sum that up is, before the Real Madrid game, it was so striking that the stands were full 10-15 minutes before kick-off. At this game, I came out for the second half. The game had just kicked off and the stands looked maybe 2/3 full. I think a lot of people were taking the opportunity to have a pint at half-time and a chat with their mates. And I can tell you what they were talking about. They were talking about Real Madrid. They were talking about Wednesday night in Spain and picking their teams, playing through scenarios. That's where their heads were at. I guess it's partly where Mikel Arteta's head was at. I mean, he won't admit that. Obviously, he'll talk about the importance of winning this game. But his team selection told you the Champions League is the focus at this point in time. Of course it is. Of course it is. We've got an amazing opportunity there to redeem our season and win a trophy that we've waited for so long as fans. A number of players left out today. Julian Timber starting on the bench, Lewis Skelly, Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka. We saw starts for the likes of Jakub Kiwior. I think that made sense to play Jakub Kiwior alongside Saliba again. That might be a positive from today. They got another opportunity to play as a partnership, to build that understanding. And then we saw players more on the periphery. People like Jorginho came in, Ethan Ranieri on the right-hand side, Trossard up top. Unfortunately, we didn't get through the game without any injuries. It looked to me that Thomas Partey went off with an injury. He scored the opening goal. Let's talk about that first. Brilliant end-to-end counter-attack. I feel like that's something we don't necessarily see enough from Arsenal. And if I told you there were going to be two players breaking away to score on a counter-attack, I don't know if you would have guessed it would be Declan Rice and Thomas Partey. But incredible energy from Rice after the effort he put in on Tuesday night. Incredible energy to run 40-50 yards with the ball. Drove inside, created the space, and played in Partey on the overlap, and some finish as well. It was a good run from Partey and a great finish. And I must say, I watched that and I thought, ooh, the last thing I want to see is Thomas Partey making 50-yard sprints in the second half of a game like this. I don't think he would have started tonight if Ben White was fit, but he picked up a knock in training apparently, so Partey played at right back. And then 10 minutes later he goes down. I was quite far away from it. I don't know any more at this point in time. Obviously, whenever he's injured, you fear the worst. He's had a really good run of fitness this season, been consistently available, and it's resulted in some of his best form. He would be a loss. He would be a loss. How would you replace him? Maybe Jorginho. Looked like he took a knock too, to be honest, in the game. Would you switch it up? Would you put Declan Rice or... Sorry, what's up, Wes? I just got moved along. I didn't realise that. I was actually filming in an area where I'm not permitted to. I suppose it makes sense, really. I've got away with it for years. Anyway, yeah, you could drop Rice in, you could play Marino midfield, but then you're changing a lot of things. But hopefully Thomas Partey's all right, but that's obviously a worry. Equaliser was a nice finish from Wissa. Knocked down and a lovely little turn and volley into the far corner. Arsenal's team got stronger, really, likes of Odegaard and Saka coming on. Saka maybe should have won it. There you go. Saka maybe should have won it. Had a moment where he nicked it off the keeper, but didn't get his shot away. I mean, the intensity wasn't really there. And it's understandable, right? It's understandable. Declan Rice had an interesting game, I thought. Got the assist. After that, I thought he became a bit ragged. He was subbed off eventually. Not for that reason, just to give him some rest, I presume. Although he doesn't look like a player who particularly needs it right now. But yeah, interesting. Like, he was playing very advanced and trying little flicks and through balls and passes, and some were coming off, some not. It's really fascinating. Like, this question over his position. After he scored the 2 goals against Madrid, Mikel Arteta spoke about it and said, you know, we spoke to Declan at the start of the season, we want him to make attacking contributions. Clearly he's got the potential, you know, he has the ability, but he's also not a final third player. So it's an interesting one, see how he's going to evolve. My gut feeling is that the position where Declan Rice would be best doesn't really exist in modern football anymore. I think he would be incredible in, I guess, an old-fashioned 4-4-2, really. You know, the box-to-box midfield role that Patrick Vieira played. More so once Gilberto Silva arrived and liberated Vieira to get forward a bit more. I think when he played with Partey, they tended to sit a bit deeper. But when Gilberto came in, he'd be more steady and Vieira would really go the length of the pitch. I think Rice would be brilliant in that system, you know, the system that Arsenal and United played through the 90s and the early 2000s. In a 3, I can't quite make my mind up between the 6 and the 8. I feel like he sort of sits somewhere in the middle of that Venn diagram, and it's hard to know how to make best use of him. It's a lovely problem to have because he's brilliant. He literally just won the game for us against Real Madrid. No criticism of him, just sort of curious. I mean, I guess the arrival of Zubimendi in the summer, which is Arsenal's plan and their intention, tells us that the idea is certainly for Rice to play more advanced. So let's see how that develops. But yeah, Madrid. I fly out very early Tuesday morning. It's not going to be super hot out there. I think the temperature drops a bit. There might be some thunderstorms as well. Let's hope no thunderstorms. Let's hope very calm, placid evening on Wednesday night. Play out a 0-0 and return home as conquerors of Real Madrid. I mean, it's essential we get through that first 20 minutes without conceding a goal. If they get an early goal at the Bernabeu, anything could happen. I seriously mean that. Anything could happen. Even against a team as defensively good as us. But they've shown themselves to have some defensive frailty. So I think it's important we maintain our threat, however we do that. If it's with Marino up top, you know, Saka, Martinelli on the flanks, Odegaard, Rice going box to box like we've just discussed. We've got to maintain that threat. Because if we score there, it's going to be exceptionally difficult for them. Exceptionally difficult. It already is. I'll leave it there for now, guys. I'll speak to you all on Wednesday night from Spain. Yeah, take care, guys. Bye-bye.